Welcome everyone to this weekly trade review. Okay, so this week you only had two trades, or I did, right? I only took two trades, both W's. All right, so let's check them out. All right, so first trade, we got here the 4-hour chart. Okay, the 4-hour time frame, and I like to take a screenshot on every time frame possible. So yeah, you're gonna find the screenshot of the 4-hour, 1 hour, 30, and the 15 minutes. So yeah, the 4-hour, it was bearish, but right here we have some kind of support. I'm guessing looking to the left, it was some kind of 4-hour tapping target. So I expected somewhat of a rejection from this area. Okay, so yeah, I took a buy, even though the 4-hour, the previous one, closed bearish. For those who don't know, I take my bias from the 4-hour, but depending on the case, I also can take some counter trend setups. So yeah, this was one of them. Moving on to the 1-hour, we had this doji closure. Okay, so the previous one was completely bearish. Again, support right here. This one closed doji, so I kind of ignore it in a way. So I just delete it from my mind like this. Okay, so it doesn't matter, right? So this one started to reject the bottom and went up. Okay, so let's see on the 30 minutes. I think that's the entry confirmation that I've got. So this is an onion. All right, that's the playbook setup. I call it an onion. And what's an onion like? So it's a support formed. Okay, we got a support formed on the lower time frame, and this support is not that strong, right? So as you can see, there's a huge wick rejecting the upside, and the candle closed weak bullish and without a bottom wick. The next one broke that low, activating some sellers, giving us the pack runner and closed sellery. Okay, so if the candle breaks this high right here, the probabilities for it to fill the wick to the left are higher. All right, so at the beginning, that was the idea. The idea was for me to enter on the break of this high right here. Okay, but what happened was this candle, the current candle, came back down, created a low up until this area, I would say, then made a high, and then rebroke the low. So at this time, I'm like, okay, so it rebroke the low twice. Now, if it rebreaks the current high, I'm in, because I want to take advantage of this, wick fill to the left, not the big one, but also this one. So if it rebroke the low twice, what are the chances if price rebreaks the high for the second time to go back down and re-break the low for the third? Also, the low is right there on that support. So yeah, I moved my entry to current high, and yeah, I got this move. I closed partials right here on this area. As you can see, there's a lot of rejections to this point. So that was my partials hit. Once it hit, I moved my stops to break even, and I closed full right here. Okay, that was the 30. It was a 30 onion with a 30 celery play. Right, so moving on to the second trade. Daily was bearish. Previous one closed without a bottom wick. 4-hour bearish with almost no top wick and target tap. All right, so the 4-hour had no top wick, or a little one, right? And also tap target. So even though the bias was sell from the 4-hour, the previous candles, this one also started to reject tapping target and with no top wick. And we know that most of candles, around 70 to 80% of the candles, have both wicks, top and bottom, right? So the move was to anticipate price to make that top wick of the 4-hour. All right, so let's see the 1-hour. The 1-hour, we entered on this candle right here. Okay, the previous one closed like doji. It respected the previous low, started to reject this support, and went up. Okay, so and now this is the biggie, right? The 30, we have some range 2 buys, and I say this a lot of times in my live streams. Okay, let's say price is too bearish. Okay, bearish momentum is too strong, and we know that everybody is trying to call the bottom, right? So once you have the bullish closure, a support forming, we know that there will be a lot of bias taking the break of these highs. right? A lot of buyers in now because, oh, it's the bottom of the trend now, price will go up. And what happens most of the times when price is too bearish in this scenario is it breaks the high, activates the buyers, and just keeps going down, right? This happens a lot of times. So what do I do in this scenario? I wait for range 2, okay? I wait for a resistance formed, all right? And maybe some sellers activated here on the break of this low, and a support formed, and the closure above the resistance right here. Now I take these buys because this is price telling me, all right, so we didn't go up on this one. We activated some sellers with this break of low, and now we closed above resistance. So we're ready to go, okay? So that's the idea here. As you can see, price came down, a lot of strong bearish momentum. We have some bullish closure right here, strong bullish closure. This is the 30-minute time frame, a resistance, a break of lows right here to activate the sellers, and a closure above resistance. So this is textbook, all right? This is a trade I like to take because based on my data, I've been pretty successful on this one, right? So this is a clear breakout range to buys. This is it. The 15 also gave us a breakout. So we had this resistance right here on the 15 minute. We had a candle closer above, right? Now, the entry on the 15 is not that clean, okay? What I say is when it's volume time, okay? So at this time, there's a lot of volume in Asian session. When it's volume time, price tends to ignore some, minor areas if we have the higher time frame confirmation, right? So we took that based on the 30. That's it, guys. So we only took 2 trades this week, all right? Slow week, but with a pretty good result, not gonna lie. So stay tuned. I'm gonna do this every week for my weekly trades, and make sure you join our community. I'll put the Discord link into the description. Like if you're a beginner or you already made some money, it doesn't matter where you are in your journey. Like we have a lot of people there from different levels and stages of their trading journey. So we help each other, okay? And we know that iron sharpens iron. So I'll see you there. Have an amazing weekend.